Sure. Critic. Emily Dickinson's poetry demonstrates that meaning cannot reside entirely within a poem itself, but is always the unique result of an interaction between a reader's system of beliefs and the poem. And of course, any two readers from different cultures or eras have radically different system of beliefs.
All right, so can you go ahead and translate that for us? Like, what does this say?
Okay, so it's saying that Emily Dickinson's poetry is an example of how a meaning of a poem is not necessarily from the poem itself, but from an interaction of the reader's beliefs and the reader's system of beliefs. And of course, wait, what? Sorry. Itself. Okay, so it's saying that it's a unique result of an interaction between a reader's system of beliefs and the poem. So it's what the poem's saying and whoever is reading its belief. And then it's also going on to say that any two readers from different cultures or eras have radically different systems of belief. So we have this idea of a different culture and then a different time period also impacting how you interpret a poem.
Absolutely. All right, so I'm gonna just call people to tell us why answer choices are wrong. And so, Alyssa, can you tell us why A is wrong?
So I crossed out A because I felt like that very well could happen. So it says two readers from different cultures or eras have radically different systems of beliefs. But it doesn't say anything about how the way you read a poem can be like affected by an interpretation of it. So like that could totally happen in this scenario.
Could be true. Could it be true that a reader's interpretation is affected by someone else's interpretation? Like, absolutely. Like, I thought this actually was supported by the stimulus as like, yeah, this would be true, because we're saying that people of different eras or different beliefs and like interact with it differently. And so, yeah, I thought A was pretty easy to cross off. Sky, do you want to tell us why a different answer is wrong?
I crossed out C because that's exactly what the stimulus is saying. Where it says that I felt like where it says, and of course, any two readers from different cultures or eras have radically different systems of belief. I felt like it was saying that it could evolve.
True. I mean, you are right that this one is wrong, absolutely. But I think this is talking about like an individual reader's interpretation. So could my interpretation of a poem evolve over time? I don't think it's saying like interpretations of a poem in general, but irregardless, yeah, there's nothing saying that my interpretation cannot evolve. So we don't talk about that at all. So it's wrong. Like it could be true. It might not have to be true, but it absolutely could be true. All right, Jessica, what one would you cross off?
I was looking at D.
Okay.
Because I think it's also explaining, it's pretty much saying that no two people will have the same interpretation. Does that make sense? Yeah, so not because we're from the same time as Emily Dickinson, or maybe we're from different times, doesn't mean we have to come to the same conclusion.
Right, but what if we're at the same era? Do we have to come to the same, or can we come to different? Do we know?
I think, well, it doesn't necessarily say that because we're from the same era, we have to have the same.
Yeah, it could be true, right? There's no proof either way. My support would be, it does say it's always the unique result of a reader's systems of beliefs. So as long as people have different beliefs, but yeah, two readers from the same era arrive at different interpretations. Could that be true? Absolutely. So we're going to cross that off. It could happen. All right, Malika, which one would you cross off?
Well, I was stuck between B and E. I think E is a little bit out of scope.
But what are we looking for here?
What cannot be true?
True. So if we're crossing off wrong answer choices, essentially we're asking ourselves, could this be true? And if it could be true, we're going to cross it off.
Well, yeah, I guess E could be true.
Yeah, so if it could be true, we cross it off. I think thinking about couldn't be true except questions is extremely helpful to just ask yourself, could this happen? And if it could happen, cross it off. Because I agree, like it's out of scope. We don't have proof of E, but that doesn't mean, but it doesn't mean it couldn't happen. All right, so why is B right, Tyler?
I was also between B and E. I ultimately chose B because they specifically like it. I got the answer out of the last sentence or the last part. So any two readers from different cultures or eras have radically different systems of beliefs. And right before that it says the reader systems of beliefs in the poem result from the unique resultant interaction between a region's systems of belief in the poem. So that's basically saying that people from different eras or different cultures can't have the same interpretations.
Excellent. And so B cannot be true. So we're going to go ahead and select that. Does everybody see why B is the correct answer?
Yes.
Right. Awesome.